Okay, I want to show now something. Make una hear wetin Peter Obi big talk yesterday why he won't become president of Nigeria. Okay, let's watch together.
Straight to the business of the day, everyone. Now I'd like to bring on stage the vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party and a former federal lawmaker, Dr. Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed. And with him also is a two-time former governor of Anambra State. He calls himself a trader. He's a businessman. Welcome the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Gregory Obi. Thank you so much indeed, gentlemen, for gracing this stage. Thank you so much. Please, you may have your seat. Nigerian people, this is about you, and you have the floor right now. But let's begin first and foremost by hearing from the candidates their opening statements, and each of them will have 2 minutes to tell Nigerians why they deserve your vote on the 25th of February 2023. I will now begin with the vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Dr. Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed. Your opening statement. Why should Nigerians vote for you and your principal, Mr. Peter Obi? You have 2 minutes to pitch yourself and your mandate to the Nigerian people.
The day you hear the sentence, President Peter Obi, Nigeria has already united. Once Nigerians are united, we will collectively work towards solving all problems: insecurity, failing economy, unprecedented, aggravated corruption. We truly deserve the votes of Nigerians because this is one election that is turning out to be about character backed by record, competence, capacity. This is clearly not supposed to be an election about sentiments of religion and ethnicity, because right now Nigeria is paying a very, very high price. Northern Nigeria is paying an extremely high price for voting based on religion and ethnicity. We're going to stop the killings and start the healing. Stop the stealing, start the keeping. Stop the slide of our currency and start the climb of our society. I don't need your 2 minutes, I'm okay here.
Thank you so much. You're a scholar, I know, so perhaps why you're speaking poetically this evening. Let me allow the presidential candidate of the Labour Party 2 minutes to pitch yourself to the Nigerian people why you deserve their vote on the 25th of February.
Well, thank you for inviting us, and thanks to the Nigerian audience. For me, if you look at the cumulative effect of leadership failure is what we're suffering today, where we have a country that have created the highest number of people living in poverty, the highest out of school children, the highest unemployed youth, the highest drug prevalence in any country that I know. The list of bad news is endless. Just 2 days ago, I was flying from Enugu to Lagos, and seated beside me was a young girl who was crying uncontrollably, and I was wondering why. And I turned, I said, "Why are you crying?" He said, she was kidnapped along with her parents, and the kidnappers have let her go. So she's going to Lagos to beg her uncle to give them money to pay, but the mother is crying, they're beating the mother. That is Nigeria of today. These are things, I'm just giving you an example that is immediate. Why I've decided to be part of the streets. We want to start turning Nigeria around. We want to start building a nation that starts pulling people out of poverty. Start bringing our children back to school. Start the healing, like he said. Start creation rather than consumption. That is what we want to do.
All right. Interesting. You've won the stage with your opening statement, but I know that I was going to ask you, how's your campaign going? I have things looking up for you and your opinion supporters.
It's going very well. Extremely well. You can see it on the street. You can see them. You can feel it anywhere. No other candidates or people who can walk the streets, and people will be as excited as they are with us. Everybody wants this new Nigeria.
Interesting. Before we get started, I also like to ask Mr. because I know you did a press conference when you were talking about fake news. Some people who had fake Twitter accounts in your name and all of that. But it does look like that scenario changed a bit. But how's that for you?
It really hasn't changed.
Really?
Yeah, it's on the increase actually. But I've been able to succeed from the last press conference that I held. It has made a huge impact on 2023 elections. It was actually intended to call a particular gentleman to order. And I don't need to repeat all his utterances. And they were taking us on a very dangerous direction. It was uncivilized, undemocratic, and unpolitical, the way they were attacking our personalities. It was no longer making sense, the kind of politics they wanted to practice. A businessman like Peter Obi, who was very, very excited at the oil opportunity in northern Nigeria, and all they could do was to say that he was against it. This cannot continue. When I joined the ticket, I impeached certain lies against him, and I saw that they were heading towards that. And particularly my good friend on the APC side, on the same level, he was really, really, when people think they have money, they have power, and the sitting authority is theirs, there is no limit. Someone has to tap them on the shoulder. I did it.